Hi Birgit, it's Ian here. I just wanted to show you that Supercross Census 2011 stuff. I'm going to add it to a QGIS project, and then just show you the shapefile, and then also the exported tables. So I just want to add that layer now, and that little folder that I've given you is called Census 2011, and I've put the shapefile for the subplaces for the whole of South Africa in this folder, and it's a Esri shapefile. So let me just go find that. Okay, there it is. So if I add that, it will draw. So there we go for the whole country. It's quite a big file. Zipped, it's 74 odd megabytes. So it might take a while. I think I might have to share it with you on Dropbox, but anyway, you should have it by now if you're going through this. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is add those XLS spreadsheets which have been exported from the Supercross query. So I browse for that, and then that same folder, just table, and they are an Excel spreadsheet. So in this folder, or in that file, there are two sheets, and the two are for individual income and population group. So let's open those. We can add both of those. Okay, so there they are, and if we just have a quick look at it, this is the individual income one. Okay, so this is the categories which have, these are the generalized, well, these are the base categories which are added. So I haven't grouped them into any particular group set. So this is the individual fields which get added to this particular query. So that SPID is the unique identifier for each of these little land parcels. If we click on one, let's just make sure that's the active thing. If we click on one, here it is here. So there's two. The SP code is for space subplace code, and then the SP code ST is a string. So that's a number and that's a string. So depending on what your spreadsheet value is, whether it's a number or a string, you'll choose that one there. Okay, so if I go back to this attribute table, we're going to use this SPID and link to one of those numbers, and the stuff will all come through. Okay, so we're going to do let's link through with the population group. So I just want to make sure everything's deselected first of all, and right click on the table on the layer and the table of contents. Let's go to our properties, and we are going to join a new join. So add a little plus sign to create a new join, and the two spreadsheets which we added, we need to choose the right one. So we're choosing population group, and then the join field is SPID as mentioned. So it's ABC, so it's a string, and then see there's the number, and that's the string, so we use this one, ST for string, and we say OK, and then OK again. And that links through quite quickly. Now if we open this attribute table for the subplaces, it's quite a big table. I mean, there's over 22,000 records, and if we pan to the end, the last few columns which have been added are here. Okay, so now I've already gone through, added this, and then done a population density query for you, which is what you wanted, and I've used this Albers area, which is in kilometers squared, and then I've divided the number of people. So there's currently a number of different fields here, but the final field is the total for the various people. So let's just actually go back here, switch that around, and I'll show you. So for instance, this final field is the total, and then these are the population groups as per the Supercross data. Okay, so I've taken the Albers area, which is in kilometers squared, divided by the number of people to get this density. So then you can go ahead and color up on that density. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Quite straightforward. You'll notice if I just look at this table again, instead of zeros, where there isn't any data, they've got a little dash, because 0 people is not the same as a null value, so I've just left those as nulls. And then when I did the query, it wouldn't calculate the values for zeros, for a null value. So these ones will all have zeros. So although the population density here says 0 people per square, it's actually either because no data was returned, it's an unspecified value, or there weren't any people there. So that's just something to bear in mind. Alright, so quickly let's color up on density. If we come down to a fairly well populated area here, we'll just go to our subplace layer, styles, and then we want to use the graduated symbol, and the column we're going to use is density, and we can use, let's maybe go with 10 different classes. You can use equal interval or standard deviation, or actually type in your own values here. But if we go to equal count and change this color to something else, maybe we'll change it to reds and greens. So high densities, let's make red. So we can flip this value around. Currently high densities are green and low densities are red. Let's just invert that so it's the other way around, and then say apply and OK. And then you can see now the white areas will be where there's no information. No information or 0 people. Okay, so here's I think that's probably Umtata. And then this is Buffalo City, that's Mdantsane, King Williamstown, and East London down here. Okay, now one thing you might want to do is remove the lines to give you a better looking map, especially at a zoomed out scale. As you zoom out, these lines actually become a bit of obscure the actual data. So what you can do in that instance is you just go back into your style editor here, and just for each one just go in and just say no pen. So I think you probably could do it for all of them. I haven't really worked that out, so I'm just doing it individually. Okay, so I paused the video and just did these other ones. Now if we apply it, you see it drops that line, and at a more zoomed out scale, those black lines don't interfere anymore. QGIS does, kind of including a little very thin white line here. I'm not sure why it does that, but it's fairly useful anyway. Okay, so you can use this as a base layer for your population density. On a national level, I'm not sure if this map really works. If I zoom to my full layer, there's very large tracts of land which have no population, so the population density is going to be seriously quite low. And Gauteng works quite nicely. You would need to add on possibly your roads and suburbs, or maybe district municipalities and local municipalities to get context. But that's pretty much it. Similarly, you can use that same subplace layer and then do a join with your individual income. If we just quickly show you one last thing using this little identify tool, let's just zoom in now and click on any one of these little subplaces, perhaps this one. It gives you a nice quick view into the values for that particular feature. And here's the population group categories as per census 2011, and the number of people in each of the population groups living in that area, and then the total. This little total I actually added in the query. It didn't come with it, but I added that little query just so you know that the total population for that particular feature is that. And then there's our density up there, and as I said, the Elburz area is in kilometers squared. Yeah, that's it. So if you give me a shout if you want to chat further, yeah, I hope this helps. Cheers.